I don't know exactly. It might be $200 a year now. I forget, but I use it constantly, so it's something that I really use in my business and in my videos and stuff like that. And um, and then I'll also show you in a moment how to. Can y'all see Fairfax County January to June here on the screen? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So then I'm going to show you how to make charts in PowerPoint and how I make this chart and the selections you get from it. I've used PowerPoint for decades, so it's kind of my it's pretty much my tool of choice. And then I will go into Canva. And what we'll do, Alicia, is we'll take this product sales report here and I'll show you how to you could do multiple years on this. And it's because a lot about the charts is just where's the data that I put in here. The charts are not hard. And with AI filtered inside of these tools, Canva and PowerPoint, they do all the design for you. Okay. You're just putting numbers in, and that's really what you're doing here. And then you have a tool that you can start posting that's specific to your tribe. If you serve Springfield, maybe all your business is 22152 or 2215. You can just do one zip code. But if you do all Springfield, you can just do Springfield. We were before everyone got on board, we were talking about, well, what about this neighborhood? The challenge with monthly information on a neighborhood is a lot of times, unless that's a big 1,000+ market, 1,000 units, you're not going to have a lot of stuff in there. So this last month, maybe there were no sales in a particular area. So you're going to have zero to show. So that's why a zip code works better. And then if people respond, well, what's going on in Rolling Woods? Well, let me pull up Rolling Woods and we can do that. Okay. So so what I'm going to do first is just pull up PowerPoint. When I did this presentation on Tuesday, um, I mean, there's an introductory page. I pulled this photo out of PowerPoint, which has slides that you can put in behind it automatically. I don't have to pay for it. And then that's my little head that I put there because I created a thumb nail out of this for my video that I did. And if you saw my video today, in essence, I did this presentation on YouTube, and I shot it through a different screen recording program that I use to do that. And so I just walked through the numbers. Now, where I got the information for this chart, Fairfax County, January to June, that information is from this table, which is available to you through smart charts, not smart, yeah, smart charts, which is, yeah, monthly statistics. Is that here? No, it's not there. Um, well, how I get there is smart charts. I have it, you see this URL here. It's getsmartcharts.com. You have a free segment for you in getsmartcharts.com as a member of Bright. You just will, but it will come directly to, it's going to come to the whole mid-Atlantic area. Then you got to scale down to, well, where do I want to go? And what you have available to get to if you don't pay for it is county-wide. So you could go to Fairfax County and then if you pay for it, you can get deeper. The reports are blocked until you do a subscription, except these reports. These are open. And this information is where I got the information for mm, this slide here. Because all this is a cut and paste on this slide, which you could do that with anything that's a PDF or anything that is on the online through Bright and NVAR. You can do that, just cut and paste. So what I was showing, now this is free. This is NAR RPR. We pulled up 22152. And so in 22152, underneath research, underneath residential market trends. You can put in a zip code and it pulls it up. In NARPR, you could put in a community in here and it pulls it up. What you're limited to, though, is the month that's been reported. So the only thing you can get right now is what is June. And once June is over and we get into August, July is going to come up and that's all you have. But still, there's a lot here. So let's stick with 22152 and you can decide what you want to go with. You've got this one, this chart here, market type says key details 1.94 month supply, the list of sold price, median days, sellers, median sold price. And this is all property types. I can pull this down to just single families. And now I see the single family has changed a little bit. And this is just giving market trends. If I want to talk about estimated property value, which I think more people are probably interested in that, and this, when I post charts, I get a lot more distribution on that on my Facebook page than anything else. So let's take a look at the single families in 22152. I'm going to apply to this chart only. This is the average price. So now what I'm going to do on my keyboard is I am going to do the print screen function. And you just saw my, it went down a little bit as far as uh, the um, the window. It's letting me pick what I want to do here. So I'm
Anthony,
yeah,
Anthony, question. This meeting started at 11 o'clock
yeah.
or before? Because I kind of how this started.
Yeah, we
It
were
was a
just talking
couple.
before everyone got here. And now
Yeah.
I'm
Okay. Yeah. Because
doing
when I
yeah.
get into 11, it was already in. I was trying to
Yeah.
catch up.
We were just chatting and I was demonstrating some stuff, but now I'm back to what we were originally doing. So you
All
see,
right.
I
Thank
took a picture of that. Okay. I screenshot it and then I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint. I'm going to insert a new slide and I'm just going to paste it on there. Okay. It's going to be pasted as a JPEG. Now look what happens in PowerPoint on the right here. It gives me AI designed charts. Now it's just a chart because they're seeing it as a picture. Okay. So it's saying, well, I can put it this way. It'll do it this way and put this headline in here. It'll do it this way with, but it's a big chart. So I gotta, oops. So I've got to select which one's going to be big enough. Here it is. You know, which one's going to work better for my purposes.
Anthony,
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm sorry, I'm not as proficient as you are whatsoever. So you're pasting, you're taking a screenshot of this graph and
Yes.
you pasting it back just into a PowerPoint or just like you open PowerPoint. I don't use PowerPoint, so that's
Yeah.
why I'm
Yeah. And I'll go to Canva in a minute.
okay.
Yeah, but this is PowerPoint and I just pasted this in. And now on the right side of the screen, you see that PowerPoint is giving me design suggestions. So I can do all of these if I want, or I can just go straight to, no, this is good enough. This is what I want. I just want this light here. And then yeah, I can do something like that. With a graph, this is too long of a graph for it not to be full page. I'll just tell you that.
Okay.
So I'm going to say nothing. I'm not going to select any of these. Take that out. I'm just going to do my graph that I had in here because I want this measurement on the bottom. I want them to see this in the automatic over here was eliminating this information on the bottom. So I want people to see this, okay? So now that's Springfield 22152, correct? So now I can, so that's my chart. And then now I'm ready to post it. Honestly, I just go in here and I say file, save a copy. I'm going to call it 22152 pricing for June 2025. And PowerPoint lets me save it as a picture. Come down here, JPEG. Which one, Anthony? It's going to come up automatically. Just this one. Okay. Now, what I didn't see was where it saved it. So I got to do back here and say, okay, it went to training. All right, got it. Okay. So now let's go to Facebook. Let's go to my business page. And I'm going to photo video. Oops. And it was under training. There it is. Wow. Despite all the news and hoopla, prices in Springfield 22152 keep moving up this summer. How high will
Mhm.
okay?
Okay.
All right. Now I can share to groups. Okay. This is something in social media in Facebook you should be doing. You should be joining groups. All right. Now this one, I've I've got groups. This is my business page. So this is communities that I'm following, but these are also business. But I'm going to share it with our two Facebook pages. I'm done, and then I'm going to post it. So let's go here. This is my business page. And so now let's go to KW Mastermind Alexandria, and you can see what it looks like. By the way, I posted this sandwich construction page in a couple of communities, and I've got 3 people coming from the Living in Burke page. Hey, I saw your thing. My kid needs some hours. I don't know who these people are, but I posted this and they grabbed it and want to go with it. And it's not coming up yet, what I just posted. There it is. I'm going to edit this a little bit. So that chart this is a simple example of how to grab and post with information that's already available to you if you don't know how to make the charts. So going to PowerPoint. Oops, looks like I closed it down. Can y'all see the slide?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So I'm just going to do new slide. And what you do is you click insert chart.
Mm-hmm.
And with the insert chart, it really doesn't matter what you're selecting because you can come back and change the look of it and all that stuff before. So I'm just going to do a really simple chart of column. I'm going to do the 3D, going to go with OK on that. And as you can see, the design just shut off because it's like, oh, you're doing a chart. So now what I'm going to do for Alicia is she wants 22152. So I got categories here, right? So I'm going to do a couple of years under the category. So 2022, 2023. So this is all you're doing is you're just creating, you're creating the chart by creating the data. And what are we going to do here? Well, series 1 is blue, series 2 is orange, and series 3 is condo. So I'm going to say we're going to do all single family and townhouse condo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to do with this one. So then let's go back to this is Springfield 22152. All right. Making the screen bigger. So this information on pricing is right here. So in 2025, this year-to-date pricing is right here. And I've got attached, I have the complete average sold price. Yeah, we're going to use average. So this is the average. I'm going to copy paste. And we're in 2025 for all. Boom. And then we're going to go down here to attach sold price, which is townhouse. Copy. Attached. And then I'm going to go to here, copy, and we'll pop it in there. So you see what's happening here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the prices of all is this price, single family, this price, townhouse, this price. And so it's just letting this create it for you, and you're just putting the data into it. Now, the good thing about this report here for 2025, it's got 2024 right here. So I don't have to go really look for 2024 at the same time. I'm just going to take this and cut and paste it. And this is a PDF file that I'm cutting and pasting. I'm just scraping my mouse along there. So it's letting me pick up the number. And this is 2024. This was all attached.
And the market
Make sure
statistics
you're
also.
putting it in the right one, okay? Because there's attached. I'm skipping over here. And then single family.
And that's all from Bright.
Yeah, this is all in bright. This information here is through the smart charts that I was this getsmartcharts.com is an extension of Bright.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see what's going on here. You know what? I probably would rather have all and then put townhouse here and then single family here
Mm-hmm.
because it's just it's going to grow the chart. So I'm going to take these two numbers here. Forget what I'm doing here, right, y'all? Y'all just
Look at the great and powerful Oz.
there we go. Yeah. I'm just like I said, I've been doing this crap for so long. I know how to. All right, so there we go. So all townhouse and single family. So I'm going to have the single family on the end because it's going to show that it's better that way. So then, all right, I'm going to go back to my smart charts. Year to date 2025. I want year to date 2023, June 2023, because when I pull this one up, it's going to also show me 2022. So I'm showing you how to do your data search quickly and then how to make a graphic out of it, which is going to get a lot more views and a lot more interaction than just a paragraph that says, hey, just so you know, prices are up 5.94%. The average price is 657. Okay, that's text. Charts, graphics, people will stop and look at that and absorb it. That's why I'm so big on charts. I like doing this stuff. Okay, so we're now in 23, 22. So let's do 22. There's the average price for all in 22. Attached 501.
Wrong year, you grabbing.
22. Oh, thank you. Now, now you can do something like that. But you see, this has gone up from um, 815 to 893. 815, 893. So this is, I'm sorry guys, this is just the boring work. 893, take away 815, divided by 815. So they're up 9.5%. Now, still kind of boring. So I'm going to insert some sort of picture here. In PowerPoint, you have stock images. And so you just do a spring. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, okay. Houses. That looks like Springfield on a river.
Mhm.
There we go. Let's do that one. Insert. Okay. So then I'm going to send this back. And then I'm going to get really technical on here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to edit the picture, okay? Format picture. And what you want to do is you want to take the transparency and make it like 70%, okay?
Right. Mm.
Or 50%. I still want, yeah, there you go. 50% is good. I wanted to still see that those are houses back there, okay? Gonna make this a little bit bigger. Make this, I'm clicking this and making that a little bit bigger. Okay. Pull it all down to fill the, oop. Okay. And now I've got um, another graph here. Now, also what you would like to do, and you folks have um, the KWUnited graphics and stuff like that. So you can take this, KW logos. It's not the one I want. Oops. Yeah, I like that one. Put it over here in the lower corner. And then if you've got a logo for your own company or your own business, I've got that as well, and I'll pop that on there. Okay. Now I'm going to save that. Save a copy. June 2025. 22152. Average prices in 4 years. And then I'm going to change this again down to a JPEG, which is a picture. And it's going to ask me, you want this just this one? Yeah, it's going into training again. Yeah, just this one. And going back to my Facebook. Let's do this on my personal site.
Do you put any hashtags behind those?
Yeah, I
Oh.
can do that. That would be, I do like to do KWUnited so that we're connected. I might do Nova Real Estate. I picked these hashtags depending on how many units there are. Like Nova Real Estate has more than Nova posts. And so I'm going to pick that one versus like if I did Springfield, and Springfield, you got to add this. There's 83,000 posts. I'll go ahead and do that. But Springfield, Arlington, um, I don't know about McLean, Centerville, those names, you got to put VA at the end of it because there's Centerville, Virginia, Centerville, Tennessee, Centerville, Texas. There's Arlington, Texas, Arlington, Virginia. So you got to put the VA on it. But that'll bring in
Okay.
a few things there. If people are just, so what does that do? So someone is in, they follow this, okay? So they go to Nova Real Estate, and there's Nova Real Estate. Usually, there's a Nova Real Estate section. Oh, you know what? I'm not in Google. Let's do Google. Show you the power of what this does here. All right, it's not doing what YouTube does. YouTube pulls it into a page called Nova Real Estate. So that's what they do. Let's see if they do it here. Not doing it here either. They do it in TikTok. That's pretty cool. So maybe it's Facebook. Let's go back to Facebook. This one might give the orange hunt. Probably don't care about Hika. See what else I got here. That's it. Yeah. I'll just leave those two. Okay. So I've got this one that came from my own that I shared to myself. And that's what's going on. Then I got this other one here. And now the challenge with Anthony Carr, me putting it in Anthony Carr versus putting it in Anthony Carr Realtor. In Anthony Carr Realtor, I can see what's happening with it. Okay. In the personal page, there's nothing there that shows me anything. Okay. So let's see what's happened in here. All right, no one has seen it yet. So that'll come up in a little bit. But like this one here, Sandwich Construction, posted that one. Don't know why that's coming up. But yeah, this one was Are AI Americans worrying? I do business on here as well as real estate. So what Americans worrying about what jobs are going to be taken out by AI. So here's my insight on this. 43 people have looked at it. 72% are followers, 28% are non-followers, men and women. Any reactions? No. But let me show you what has happened down here. When I take a posting and then I share it, Like I shared this 8 times on the rent back pros and cons. This is just a promo of my video. I've had 1,661 views. So that's the power of collecting, belonging to these groups. What if you're like Reston, Springfield, McLean, belong to those neighborhood groups. And then when you save it, you're going to get a lot more impressions. Now, the most important thing is this. I got 9 clicks out of it. What did they click? They clicked to go see the video. That's what they clicked. So because when they click it, it's taking them to YouTube. All right. But this one is like, now look at this, 1,661 views, of which 95% are not following me. I can get that information when I post it on my business page. I can't get that on my buyer page, on my personal page. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Questions on this stuff yet? All right. So now let's go to the ever popular Canva. And just so y'all know, I don't like Canva.
Why?
I just don't. It's just I'm just not as I'm not as adverse I'm not as versed in it. But it's the same kind of thing where when you come to Canva, you search for what you're looking for as far as how you'd like it to work. Um,
Hey, Anthony,
yeah,
how do we get the free version of Canva?
you just go and sign
You just
up.
sign up.
Yeah.
So, like, because I'm already signed up on
Yeah.
Canva, so is there a special link?
Nope, that's it.
No,
You,
that's it. You're
that's
in.
your
Go ahead,
free,
Scott.
that's the free version. You're getting about probably 90% of what the paid version is of things that we would actually use.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you're good to go, Chris.
yeah. You
Oh,
just
so it's okay. So if my KW email is like registered on Canva, then it's automatically I
No,
automatically
no.
it automatically what?
I automatically get the free version or like the,
Any email. I mean,
expanded version.
yeah,
If
I
you
have a free
create,
version here. This is
yeah,
what I'm using is free version.
if you
Oh,
create an account, you've got that gives you the free version of Canva, whatever
Right.
your account is.
So see all these versions here? Everything without a crown is free. So
Just put canva.com and
yeah,
then create your account.
yeah.
It doesn't have to do absolutely anything with KW or anything. It's an
No.
independent
Nope.
company. Just put canva.com, create your account, and then
After
you're
you
good to
register.
go.
oh, yeah. Okay. I guess what I'm saying is KW partnered with Canva to give us like the whole, I mean, you don't have to pay for that, the ones with the crown.
We're not there yet, Chris. That's
Oh, I
still
see.
coming.
Oh, okay.
It hasn't been rolled out yet.
Gotcha.
There we go. So I went to
Thank you, Shane.
Elements. I went to Elements and typed in chart, and it's telling me what do I want. I want to add a bar chart. Okay. And what you're going to see is it's the exact same thing as PowerPoint. You have the chart, and this opens on the left, and then you put your data in here, and you just start typing in the numbers, and it gives you what you want here. Now, what I do like about this is that it creates a presentation. And now I've got a separate chart that I can start inserting in here. Okay. And so now it can become an animated chart that I can post. And I can post the link from Canva into Facebook, Instagram, etc. And now it has several charts that are animated. Looks a little bit nicer. You just got to put in the same type of thing that we've done here where, all right, I've got my chart and now I'm going to put in my items, my group, and that one's actually a little bit more involved. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, they keep having these groups here. Bar chart. There we go. Yeah. I must have got into the groups here. I didn't want those groups. But
and if you're even less design savvy, you go to Canva's homepage, and in the search bar, you type in real estate, whatever you want, real estate chart, and you're going to have nearly infinite number of exact examples, and you can scroll through and see which design
Oh, there you go.
strikes you, and you've already got a chart embedded in that, and you can edit that to drop your data in and drop your own logo in.
Oh, see, I like this one. That's cool. Now this got a crown, so they're going to charge me for this one. Of course, I would like it. But where do people want to live? Okay. Now, see, this one we can customize. And instead of having where do people want to live, you change it to whatever you want. But it's just showing you here's all the data that you got to put in this chart. And you put it in here. So you might say, how many homes sold by a year? Okay. And then you do the research and you find this one, you change it to, you change it to 2022, 2023. So then in the last 5 years, you've got how many houses have sold in those years using a pie chart. So then when these properties, so let's go back to what I've done on my account. So like I said, I don't know this as well. Here we go.
What are you trying to do, Anthony?
I'm just trying to get back to my page where I have all my stuff.
Should be projects or designs.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know more about this than I do.
Yeah, on the
Here
left-hand
we
side.
go. Here we go.
Yeah,
There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here we go. So the last time I used this was in May, and I used this chart here. So this was the one where I was keeping tab with in May what was going on around Northern Virginia. These are the selling over asking price. This one here was above asking price. This was below asking price, and this was at asking price. Next slide. What money are they using? So this was conventional, other, cash, and VA FHA. And then the third one was, are they getting seller subsidy? And in May, 1,090 gave seller subsidy, and 2,000 did not give seller subsidy, and 202 did give seller subsidy. So when you share this, it shares it actively, meaning, I copy the link, allow view access. Let's go back to, let's do LinkedIn this time.
Anthony,
Yeah.
question for everybody. For the seller subsidy, how is with you that most of you do listings? Your client is willing to give seller subsidy mostly, or?
Anybody got an answer to that?
You mean as a listing, to whether or not you indicate that in the listing?
In the listing, no.
Okay.
But in the negotiation, your client, your seller, is willing to help with the closing cost?
Giovanna, that's going to depend on each individual seller and how they feel about the offer that came in.
Yeah, of course. But in most of the case, the question I'm asking is just to see how it's working for you, because in like a 100% of my transactions, 100% with the buyers that I'm working with, the seller say yes to the closing costs right now.
So you're just asking for it, and you're getting it.
Yeah. I was just trying to see how they are working,
I would say that I'm taking that one off. It's not posting the way I wanted to post. But I think you guys see real quick, and I'll get back to your question, Giovanna. I think you see that, okay, these are the charts that are available, and it's about the chart is there. I just got to enter the data. Okay. And like it is with you're dealing with MLS, you're dealing with Canva, you're dealing with anything, you're just going to have to get in there and do it a lot and mess up a lot, and then you're going to get better at it. Okay. The cut and paste version is probably the absolute easiest, which is like there's a chart, I like it, let me cut and paste it, pop it into a file, and then just upload that. Anything from Bright or anything from NVAR, you can just cut and paste it because you're a member there. I would give it a source like, hey, source is NVAR.com, source is Bright MLS, but you can take those and run with the charts that are there. NVAR.com always has, I'll share this real quick.
Hey, Anthony, while you're looking that up, I just want to
Yeah.
make a point for those that either use, well, those that use Canva know this, but to the chart you did in May, which is really looks nice, and it's something that can be repeated each month. The great thing about Canva is, so Anthony's chart had 3 pages, or so at the top right of every page, you just duplicate that, and now you just edit it and change May to June, change the May data to June data, and you don't have to recreate the wheel. Once you have a template of a chart or presentation you like in Canva, you just duplicate it and change the month. That's what I do. That's what most people are using Canva at a higher end. You're just duplicating and changing for repeating a repeatable chart.
Yeah, because you don't once June's done, and you're in July, it's July.
Right.
And that's the one thing about these types of charts is that they have a short shelf life. They really do. Now this is NVAR. This is done every month. And so you pull this up, you shrink it down, you do print screen, put that in there. It's already got NVAR at the top. Post it in your information in your socials. I've also used PowerPoint to create postcards, and I'll take some of these charts and put it on the postcard. So by doing a chart, people like to look at it. You can post it. I do a video. Y'all seen me do that. If you look at the one I just posted yesterday, you'll see that I'm just running through the PowerPoint and talking about each slide. And I just divided up Arlington, Alexandria, Falls Church, etc. So that's the easy way to make that happen. Now, back to Giovanna's question on closing cost assistance. I think we would get more seller subsidy and seller, what do they call it? Not compensation, seller concessions if we just asked for it.
Yeah.
And I think that we're not getting a lot of it because buyer agents are going in there thinking that they're not going to get it. And just ask, if you're not competing, ask for it. You can get,
Anthony, I just got 2% from
yeah,
my buyer that's under contract now. 2%.
Melanie did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
2%. What price?
$490. Oh, can you hear me?
Did we lose him?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
I can hear Melanie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the price was $490. I got 2% towards closing, and then but I just got 2% as far as comp, but I was more concerned with getting them closing cost help, so I just asked.
Now it came back to life. Yeah, you just got to ask. You don't ask, you're never going to get it. That's the bottom line. And I would submit that there's a lot of people not getting it just because the agents don't think about putting it in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I had one that we were asking for 3%. It fell out, but it was because she wanted a whole bunch of stuff lined up before a home inspection. I want the roof, I want this, I want the windows, I want this, plus 3%, plus paint and carpet. I think you made it too rich. And
Yeah.
that's what she wanted. So we went for it. And so
That's not good.
it wasn't good. So it's almost like I got a few things on strategies on seller concession. Money works. That's the easiest. But also, if it's a property that needs some work and it's been out there for 30, 40 days and they're just not moving, ask for carpet, ask for paint. Hey, I want the place painted, I want it carpeted in between moving in, and here's my choices. The price is about, $8,000. I want the roof fixed. So you may get I had one that we had no home inspection, but we lined up a dishwasher, a fireplace issue, a hole in the screened-in porch. We got them to pre-agree to these items, to in essence a punch list. So it wasn't seller session; it was just a punch list. They saw that was what was wrong with it, so we didn't know a home inspection. We walked through and turned on the waters. Great, we are going to do a septic tank, but you got a hole here, you got a broken there, and you got a broken here, you got a broken here. We want these items taken care of. And we put like 5 or 6 items on there, and they agreed to all but 2. So there's different ways around that to skin that onion. But I think the number one thing is just ask for it. Giovanna's crossed that bridge a long time ago. She gets money back for her people because she asked. The data shows you 15% are giving money back, but I would guarantee you that they get it because 15% of agents are actually asking for it. Not because they're just generous, but I think you just got to ask for it. That's a good
I'm
question.
trying
I
to,
think everyone, if you're not competing,
always,
go for the moon.
right. So when I'm just trying to really be very thoughtful about the other side as well. In the beginning, I was just trying to get everything for my client, right? But now, from years before, I'm really trying to be fair. And, and sometimes houses are on the market like maybe 30 plus days. And I'm giving you the chance
Longer
to
than
sell
that.
your house.
Yeah.
So help me with the closing cost.
Now, Giovanna, would you agree that you go in full price and ask for all that stuff?
Yeah, full price,
Because you
yes.
still give the seller the money
Of
to give it
course.
back to you. And people are like, I want to come down on the price. Coming down on
No.
the price is the same negative to the seller as getting closing cost assistance. And coming down on the price, remember this, you come down on the price 5%, let's say it's a $700,000 house. You come down the price for $35,000. The cost to the buyer is 20%, if they're doing 20% down, is 20% of 35,000. That's the main benefit. So they're getting a $7,000 benefit for a seller's
700.
$35,000 ding versus, hey, give me 3% closing cost assistance on this $750,000 house. Now I'm literally getting 20 some $1,000 at the table, and the seller is only getting a ding of that 3%. But the buyer's getting literally cash at the table versus a price reduction. I'd much rather get cash at the table. Any comments on that?
100% agree. From a buyer perspective, from a seller, it's irrelevant. To a buyer,
Yeah.
cash money is.
And you get what I'm saying. The buyer
It's also fun. It's also fungible. You can decide to apply that towards closing costs, work to be done at the house. It's money that otherwise would be coming out of your own pocket.
Pay for HOA fees ahead of time. Escrows.
Well, particularly now where there are a lot of houses with a lot of days on market. And we're in the middle of July. So if you're representing a buyer, think about, and this gets to Giovanna's point about, I don't necessarily think about what's fair to the seller if I'm representing a buyer, but what is an approach that maximizes the chance that the seller says, yes, I want to work out a deal with this buyer. We're in mid-July now. If they get an offer, they got to start thinking about, if we don't work out a deal with this buyer, when is the next offer going to come? And what is the likelihood it's going to be as good or materially better than what we're talking about now? And with extended days on market and the number of contracts going down each week relative to what it was a month ago, you need to be thinking about, hey, if I don't get under contract in mid-July here, it could be another month. And another month on market means either got to do a price reduction or the offer may not be as good as what I can negotiate now.
Yeah, and another thing is that while the days pass, unfortunately, sometimes houses are perfect, but buyers tend to think that something is wrong with the house, and they really start to, ask for ridiculous offers. So
Right.
always I talk to the agents and I tell them, as the days pass, buyers are going to start to think that it's not just matter of the fair price, but something is wrong with the house. That most of the time, make the whole deal down for
Which
them.
if there were 5 offers, they wouldn't even be thinking about that.
Right.
I'll take
Yeah.
it with the warts. It's fine. Just it's just, but and I mentioned that this last video I just did. Said buyers, you got to get out of this mindset that when it's in your favor, that suddenly you shouldn't be making an offer. What did you think the offer? What did you think it was going to look like? It's going to look like there's damage on the property. It's going to look like there's no one else is interested. So why would I want it? What is that one? When if no one else wants it, then why would I want it? What is that? What do you call that? It's not scarcity because scarcity will make you make stupid decisions on the price. You'll go 50 grand up because of scarcity. But when there's a lot and they feel like no one else wants it, then why would I don't know what you would call it. Abundance? I don't know.
Lack of vision.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, there is one thing that I ask you, but maybe it's a little too little for answers, but maybe you can consider this for the next time.
Yeah.
And I was asked, it's about, we talk always about the buyer presentation for the regular first-time home
Yeah,
buyers.
yeah,
But how about for the buyer that has been I'm not talking about the buyers that
yeah.
maybe they bought 2 or 3 houses, but the buyers that they really know how the market is, but it's the first time that you are going to approach them. How
Right.
will be
Did you
your
guys
approach?
catch that? She asked me this yesterday. It's a great question. We have our buyer presentation that you got what you got. I use the one from Command. What Giovanna's talking about, well, yeah, that's great, but what if I've got a buyer who's an investor who's pretty experienced, who knows what's going on the market? He just needs some representation. Do you have a separate presentation for that? I think you take what you got and you upgrade it, and maybe point out some facts. But I think there's a case to be made for my experienced buyer presentation versus my less experienced buyer presentation. Does anyone have something like that? Alicia, you're muted.
No, I think that's a good point, is what I was trying to say. But what I do in my presentation though is if I know they're experienced versus first time home buyers, sometimes I'll skip some areas and I'll ask questions like, what's your experience with this? Or, what last time you bought, what do you know about this? Right. So that's
Yeah.
all I was doing.
So it's more like
I
having a list of questions to ask than a whole different presentation.
I had one like that. We didn't go do the step by step how to buy a home. Um, but we did more of the data, right? I mean, especially since this was an investment, we really dug into what made sense in terms of, her investment. Um, so we looked at appreciation rates, we looked at the rental rates. So
Wow. I see what you're saying.
yeah,
That's something that a more experienced buyer is going to want to look at. First buyers is like, how can you get me in here with as little money out of my pocket? That's what they're looking for.
right.
So questions, different data. I think the presentation is your track. You just keep going down that track. But then you have these sidewalks or whatever that you can bring in depending on their experience level. Yeah.
I find that a lot of them just kind of glaze over when I go through the
Yeah.
step by
When
step.
can we go see houses?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think the data really, works with them though.
I mean, I do work by referral a lot. And so what I will tell people like, hey, I know you probably are pretty experienced in this and know, but let me get through my dog and pony show if you don't mind. And they laugh I said, look, it just helps me. But also, if they've never seen me in action, I learned this from my own family when I was helping my dad sell his house in Alabama. My brothers and sister had never seen me work. They just knew I sold houses, but they didn't know what it meant because none of them had sold anything. They'd been in the same house for 20 some years. And like, wow, there's a lot to this. And so your sphere may be the same one, unless they're military, State Department who moves every 3 or 4 years. They may not, yeah, Alicia gets that. They may not grasp the difference in the economy, the difference in the not economy, but the market and what that is. Yeah, Scott, what you got?
No, I was just going to say, don't treat anybody like they're a cheap date. The other thing is somebody could be experienced and done a lot of transactions, but
Mhm.
let's think about what their experience is with the agent,
Yeah.
which may be they've done a lot of transactions, but their agent has not been top shelf. And
Yeah.
that's why I think my perspective is unless somebody tells me, Scott, you've already sold us, we're done,
Mhm.
you're hired. Everybody gets, I don't presume, even if they've sold or bought a lot of houses
Mhm.
that, because again, we're all trying to sell ourselves
Yeah.
and our professional acumen and our knowledge and experience. And I think, again, it's when you're in the room,
Yeah.
like anything else. You're in the room and assessing that, but
Yeah.
um,
Giovanna, I think something you might want to focus on, and you've brought up a good point there, Scott, is like, look, this is what I do. And I don't know what your experience is with other agents, but here's how I work. And Giovanna, if you could talk to, in my last 6 deals, I've gotten half of them buyer seller concession. Now, let me tell you why that's so good. Market wide, it's only 15%. I'm getting it for 50% of my people. I've already saved
Awesome.
anyway.
You have said something very important, Anthony. When you said like you are a very experienced buyer, and also there are a few new regulations through the process, and I'm here to open it up all these new stuff
Mhm.
briefly.
Here's how I work. You're experienced in real estate purchases, but we're not experienced with working with me. Here's how I work. And I would focus on the fact of the good deals you've gotten for your buyers. And seriously, if you look at your numbers and you're 25, 30, 40, 50%, you're getting seller concession. Think about the market. What I showed in May was that only 15% were giving up seller concession. And yours is 25 or 50%. I mean, just look at your numbers and see. And
and
that gives you a talking point.
if that's the case, don't do 50% versus 15. You're getting 4 times or
Yeah,
three
that's good.
times.
So
Mhm.
let's say you're getting 30%, a third of the time you're getting it, then you're double what
You're
the market
twice
rate is on
twice
getting money
the
back.
market.
I negotiate for you to get this done. I have a buyer right now. They wanted before we even went out, well, how much are you going to give me, Anthony? I said, look, that's not how I work. Number one, let's talk about what I might get you from the seller instead of what I'm going to. If you think the only thing you can get is from your agent, then that's kind of poverty. No, I didn't say poverty. But that's not let me go to work for you. And when we got into it, she realized my other agent just offered me money, never thought that I could ask for money. So, well, that's the other agent.
Wow.
And the seller agreed to the 3%. It was just all the other stuff she wanted. So anyway, man, moving along. All right, folks. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Anthony.
Wait,
Anthony.
I have a question.
Yes.
Um, are
I'm
you
sorry, it's too late.
aware?
Question period's over.
Are you aware of a part of Bright? I've done it before and I cannot figure out how to do it again to recreate it, but where you can look back in time to get a chart of monthly sales and what like a particular, you set your criteria and then it populates like, okay, this is the percentage of increase in sales in this particular area on a monthly basis, or this is the number of listings on a monthly basis. You know what I'm talking about? And it like
Yeah.
does like January, February, March, and then you've got like
Right. I think
it was something in like report or market and then like reports, I think. But
is
I
it
can't
market statistics report here?
maybe. Oh, maybe. Yeah, this is looking more
So
familiar.
you go to like
That's it.
January 2020 to June, what's your price range? Just everything
Yeah.
residential, geographic area. Let's make it big just so we see what that looks
But
like.
can you do it by neighborhood? Like,
Um,
22030.
well, let's do
Yeah.
Orange font.
oh,
what does
okay.
it
I
Yeah.
think
look
that's,
like?
Looks like you could do it by school district, which is weird.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you see at the top where yeah.
is that Fairfax or is it, can I
Oh,
like,
could you do
Lakefront.
West Springfield High School? Like whatever. That's me.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think
Lakefront.
that maybe that's why
County
I'm
Public
having
Schools doesn't do nothing.
the
There are
holdup.
places where the school districts are a lot smaller, where it's one high school per
it
school
must
district.
be, yeah.
I grew up in one.
So it'd be Fairfax County Public Schools. So no, can't do that. But if you did area, looks like it's probably just by county.
Okay. So then you can't really see like whether it's, yeah, and I guess I can't remember. For some reason I like had this really great chart and I can't remember how I came up with it, but I think it was like by townhouses.
Uh, I don't see a townhouse report here, but that's where run the report so you at least see, wow, this is a big table.
Yeah. Okay. I don't
This
know
is
if
giving you
Nobody got
every,
time for
this-
that.
yeah, this gives you every county, I mean, every month from 2020
yeah, and this wasn't it. It was
listed volume. No, that's not it.
no.
I have seen other ones where there was an actual chart that it provided for you.
Yeah, it's like a chart that's like January, February, and it looked more like oh God, what's the one that can't remember. Anyways,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't know if
don't know
maybe
the answer on that one. Sorry.
it's okay. I'll try to keep thinking and see if I can come up with a more specific ask.
Megan, do none
have
of those
something
other
for you.
things he talked about today fit the bill for you? Like RPR and smart charts?
I don't think it's specifically what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to look back in history about
Yeah, that's
what
yeah,
what June looks like over the course of history,
yeah.
what April, like how it changes.
No, I do. I think I do know what that is. Hold on. Um,
And it's like there were this many listings active, there were this many that went under contract.
I know you can do market activity, and it'll give you back 10 years, and it'll show you like this. Is this what
Yeah, I know
no.
it's like it's a numbers graph. It's not like a
Oh, okay.
flow. Yeah,
Yeah. No.
Hey,
and it's
Megan,
specific numbers.
maybe it's in the MLS
It's
itself.
definitely in the MLS. Like I remember
Okay.
it's yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I got a
I use a
solution.
lot.
I got a solution. Call Bright, ask them, describe the chart,
Yeah.
and say, hey, how do I get to that? How do I
Yeah.
recreate that?
See, this is what
Yeah,
I've done. I don't know where I go to get it. Where do
Yeah.
I go?
I think you would need to go to the neighborhood, plug it into Bright and then go into that neighborhood and then it takes you to the charts and graphs, that little button there on the bottom. And then you can edit it some more to
So you
say
mean
10
like the
years.
subdivision?
What?
The neighborhood, you mean subdivision?
Yeah, like if you want to put Lake Barcroft or
Yeah.
something.
And I tried to put Fairfax Acres and it didn't work.
The what?
I tried to put the subdivision of one of the properties and it didn't work. The Fairfax Acres.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this one, you know where it says stats?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you have to click all of them and then click on no, not that
Go to
one, but the
go
Oh,
one.
you mean the chart that shows like the average?
Oh,
Yeah.
right there.
No, it's
Yeah.
not that one. It's not that
Oh,
one.
okay.
It's like I wish I could. I'm not doing a good job of describing it
Yeah.
either.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, I'll call Bright.
Okay.
Thank you
Let
though.
us know.
Thanks for entertaining me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.